Hey everyone, it's H of the Aquarius and I'm back with my second Get Ready With Me. I'm going to do a smoky eye today and I'm going to use all brown tones, so it's going to be a little bit different. Usually smoky eyes are, black and gray. But yeah, I just want to switch it up a little bit. I'm super excited to tell you some crazy stories. It's been a minute and a lot has transpired. Let's get into it. I'm going to prime my lids, same step I always do with the Wet n Wild. Where did we leave off last month? With my car. It is just the gift that just keeps giving. And I have never had any issues with my car in the past, so I kind of feel like it's par for course at this point. Recently, I had noticed that it was trying to do something to me. Like, you know how when you can feel it? Like, it's not gonna happen immediately. It's not gonna be within that week. It's gonna happen soon, a pending car disaster. I'd be at the gas station and every time that I'd go to leave, it would start slow. It would turn over kind of, I don't know. It wasn't just like a crisp, nice turnover. I was like, oh no. So I'm going to use my Morphe palette, 39A palette. It is gross, I can't show you. But I will put a picture of the palette up and then I'll circle the shades that I'm going to use and I'll also list them below. I'm gonna go ahead with a fluffy brush like this. I'm gonna take a risk and I'm gonna go all over my entire lid with a dark brown shade. I'm not going to lay a base. I'm just gonna go straight for the browns that I'm using and then pretty much build on the intensity of those. So every time I go to the gas station, my car would turn over weird and I could tell that something was about to happen. And I was correct. Maybe 2 weeks after noticing that it was kind of starting slow, the check engine light came on. I'm just like, okay, great, this is absolutely wonderful. This is exactly what I wanted. I ended up getting the code red. From what we looked up, it was nothing too significant as far as like, it wouldn't stop my car dead in the street. You know what I mean? Like I could still get away with driving it. The only thing it said was just like, make sure to be mindful of whatever the issue is and get it taken care of ASAP, because over time it would damage the catalytic converter. So I have this in the back of my mind. We checked the light, it was like a Thursday. I had made a plan to take my car in on Monday. Now, I had made an appointment for my tattoo and I had made the appointment for Tuesday. So knowing this, after the fact, once I realized, I remembered that I made the appointment for Tuesday, I'm like, okay, well maybe I can push this to Wednesday so I can at least have my car to get to my appointment. It's Tuesday evening and I'm super excited, of course, so I decided to go to the shop a little bit early. So I'm leaving, it's about 6:30 and my appointment's at 7. I'm literally just in my car driving out when the tattoo shop calls me. We're running behind, blah, blah, blah. Is there any way you can come at 7:30? I was just so annoyed that I'm fully dressed and ready to go in my car that I'm like, forget it, like I'm going downtown. So I drive down there, I pull up to the Taco Bell. So that was my first mistake. And in retrospect, I pretty much deserved everything that happened just by pulling up to the Taco Bell. Instant karma. I'm sitting there eating my gordita crunch or whatever, and I have my car off. I could turn it off and I roll down the window just a little bit. So I go to start my car when I'm thinking I have 10 minutes to spare, and I'm sure you guys know what happened next, right? If anyone can guess what happened next, you'll get points for your house, 200 points for Gryffindor. It didn't start. And yeah. So I'm over here in this parking lot and I'm in a shady ass location. I'm like, okay, what do I do? I've got to get to this tattoo appointment. Like, this is what is important right now. And anybody else would have probably called the tow truck and just got taken care of. I know, but I was not turning around. I'm 3 minutes away from the tattoo shop. I'm getting this tattoo done. So I get all my stuff, I put everything in the trunk. I try to turn it over one more time, which was the fatal mistake, and it actually drained the battery down. So all of this is running through my head, but I'm just like, you know what? Not right now. So I get to my tattoo appointment, everything's great. My next step, I'm going to be a little experimental here and use like a glittery brown tone towards the middle, and I'm going to darken out the outer corners with an even darker brown than I have right now. So this is what I have right now. And I'm just gonna use my finger. I shouldn't do that, but I'm going to. I get back to my car and I call the tow truck, everything, and the lady's like, okay, it's gonna be an hour. I'm like, what? You know what? Just suck it up, roll down your windows, watch something on YouTube, an hour will fly by. But Sketchville location. So I'm sitting there for maybe like 20 minutes, if that. There's this dude that I can see like harassing, he's like on foot harassing everyone like in their cars as they're pulling up to order. Of course he's gonna mess with me, because why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? What a great opportunity. You know, just great. I'm stuck there, I'm a girl, I'm alone, it's nighttime. Why not mess with me? It's like beacon, 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 hello. So I'm gonna do a really dark brown. It's kind of glittery too, but it's a little bit more subtle of a sheen. So he makes his way to me. It only takes him about 2 minutes since I noticed him. And I have my windows cracked just like tiny bit, but not too much. And I also have pepper spray because I am not the one, okay? I am from Oakland. I may look like a princess, but you do not mess with me. So I know how to defend myself. Like, even if I have to get out and karate chop this guy, I'm fully prepared to do that as well. So I'm just kind of like, you know what? We'll just pace the situation out. We'll just see what he's up to. So this guy walks up to my window, and the vision, I'm still having the vision of everything I saw to this day. Like, this guy was on crack rocks. Like, okay? Like, he was on crack rocks. Lamar Odom, come get your boy. And he was just sweating and not even there. Like, he was not on this realm of the planet with any of us anymore, with us mortals. He looked like he was possessed by like Baphomet. Like, I was afraid to even look at him because I'm like, he's gonna snatch my soul. Like, I'm gonna go back over this with the fluffy brush using the brown shade that I used at the very beginning, just so it'll lighten up a little bit and it'll also blend. So yeah, my plan of just ignoring this guy until he went away, that was no longer on the table. He's literally just standing at my, like, near my car window, just like kind of like staring and laughing. I roll down my window a little bit and I'm just like, let's see if he even can talk. And I say, dude. And he just kind of like looks at me and he kind of like laughs a little bit. And I go, dude. And I watch him again to see what he's gonna do. And then I'm just like, you know what? It's really in your best interest to get the fuck away from me right now. And he said like, huh? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you have like 10 seconds to get away from me right now. I gave him such a look that I'm sure it would strike fear into like Batman. He got the hint that he was not gonna have a good night if he continued to stand by my car. He ended up going away. I rolled up my window and I just like turned my head. So after that happened, I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Like, there's no way I'm gonna sit here for another hour. You know, like, everything's closed down anyway. Like, there's nowhere for me to even go in and try to sit down. I decided to Uber back to my house and get my friend's car, and then I ended up going back to the scene. And that's when the tow truck showed up. So now they're here. This is great, but my car is still locked and they can't get it open. So, because the key is stuck in the car. He's trying to use a tool that's like that little fishing tool that they can use, and they pull the lock up from the inside manually. The guy did that for like 40 minutes. No freaking joke. He could not get it. It was not working. It was not budging. And he has to obviously get my car into neutral to back it onto the towing thing. So then a random dude shows up and he's on something. I don't know. But it was weird. And he's like, oh, you know, can I help you guys? And I'm like looking at him and I'm looking at the tow guy and I'm like, what would make you think that you need to help the tow guy? Like, he's the one who has all the tools and materials, and this is his occupation, to get cars onto the tow truck. What do you think you can possibly do in your, you know, Crown Vic rolling up at 10 o'clock at night in downtown Phoenix? And so at one point he tried to like get my window down, the other guy. I think he had a tool in his car that he said it was for that purpose. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, oh, I can just go back to my house because I have another fishing tool for the lock. And I'm like, what? So at this point, I'm just like, no. Like, I get into my friend's car, tell the tow guy, I'm like, when you get this open, wave me down, because I'm not standing out here with you guys. Like, forget it. And I told the impaired guy to not touch my car, because that would be next. That would be the next disaster. I was like, sir. Like, when he started to like try to like put the tool in my window, I said, no. It's okay. I'm sitting in the other car, they're going back and forth. I don't know what happened, but lo and behold, the random dude produced some sort of tool or some sort of idea or some sort of concept and got the door open. So he should be hired to that towing company because the tow guy didn't even get the door open. Good Samaritan. I mean, I feel kind of bad by like, you know, how I was reacting to the whole situation, but at the same token, I'm like, I don't know you, like, who are you and why are you here at this Taco Bell? But yeah, so he got back in his car and his girlfriend was like, yeah, you know, cheering him on, and I'm just like, what is this? And they rolled up and got their Taco Bell, and I was just like, you know what? This is a night to be contended with. My next step, I'm going to clean up the edges of the eyeshadow because there's a little bit of fallout right here, and also blend into my foundation, so I don't want that to happen. So I'm just gonna go up with a makeup wipe, and I usually just make it like a real clean cut. Now it's just naturally going up in a really sharp, nice way. Everything looks crazy without lashes, so we will proceed. Next thing I'm going to do is my foundation. I'm using my fluffy brush as usual. This time I'm going to switch it up a little bit with my foundation. I'll do the L'Oreal True Match. This one is in Classic Tan N7. Ooh, scary. See, this is why I feel like people are afraid of makeup, because when you're in this stage of it, it looks so scary. But you have to just keep going. You gotta trust the process, okay? Trust your struggle. Like the great Iggy Azalea once said. Time to contour. I'm gonna use my Profusion Siennas palette. It's broken and also grows. And I'll go for Dapper and Cozy. So a brown shade and a really orange shade, and just mix those together. I really like an orange contour, like an orange toned contour. So it's kind of like my little trick, because I just don't like when it's straight up just brown. So you would think that the saga's over, but it absolutely is not. Again, my car, the gift that just keeps giving. So 3 days. Yeah, I would say 3 days. So I got my car back on a Friday and I went to brunch on a Sunday. Wow. Just kidding. Not even 3 days. So I'm at brunch having a grand old time, and my boyfriend's with me, and we are leaving. We get into the car, and I don't know why I decided to kind of like check my windows, push them all down and push them all back up. I have no idea why I would do that. There's this loud thump, like this loud bang, and he turns around and he's like, what the fuck? And I was like, no, don't like that. And my window had dropped, and I'm just like, okay, all right, this isn't happening, so let me just go ahead and roll it back up. No, it didn't roll back up. Now I'm going to do a little bit of highlight. It's called You Glow Girl Moon, and Back is the shade. So this is gonna be fluorescent, so I gotta be careful. Thankfully, we're super close to my house, because you know how when you're driving with one window down, it creates this crazy interference with the wind and it's deafening. So thankfully, we just got home. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get out of this narrative because I emotionally cannot handle this. So I'm just gonna go upstairs and take a nap. Actually, I tried to help for like 10-15 minutes, but I just couldn't hang. And so then I went back upstairs. and he got it up temporarily, and for like the next week after that, it continued to fall. Can't I just get a G-Wagon now? Like, this is a sign. My car has been so faithful to me and so wonderful to me. It's finally giving in, it's throwing in the towel, it does not love me anymore, and I'm fine because I would like a G-Wagon. Let's just call it quits, and go ahead and pursue the dream. New car, who dis? Alright, so for blush, I'm going to use this, and I'll just go into the Morphe palette again. It's a really pretty hot pink shade. I'll be very light with it though, because I don't want it to overpower. Next, I will do my brows. Now I will move on to the lipstick. We already know. So the shade that I'm going for today, it has no labeling on it. I've used it so much. It's this really cool tone though. It's orange red. It's a matte, and the shade name is Mine, but we don't know where it's from. Now I realize that I never concealed under my eyes, so I'm gonna do that now. I'm not gonna go into the highlight too much because I don't want to obscure it. But it brightened me up. That's what we want. So I will set that with powder. I'm gonna just use my Covergirl powder. And as usual, I will do my eyelashes off camera. The ones I'll be using today are by Broadway. They just have a number on these. They don't really have a name, but they look like this. So I'm back with the eyelashes, the eyeliner, and mascara, and this is what it's looking like. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. It's the Wet n Wild Natural Finish Setting Spray. Goddess. Last thing I wanted to do real quick, this is not necessarily a story time, but I just wanted to show you guys these cool stickers that I got. They all can't fit on my water bottle, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with them, but I ordered a whole bunch of them and I think they're so cool. So the first one is Squidward drinking his coffee. And then I have Oakland, a martini, honey, and Jason Bateman. Yeah, he's so cute. Then Ozark, favorite show ever. My dude, Lil Peep, Lil Jeep. And then Cinnamon Girl, which is from Lana Del Rey's album. I put this one on, which is also from Lana Del Rey's album. Norman fucking Rockwell. You know, that's what I want a comment on for this video. Instead of commenting on my makeup, please tell me what you guys do with stickers. Yeah, just throw out some ideas for me. I'm very curious. So this is the final look, and I will do my close-up. Thank you for watching and being part of my channel. Please like this video, and I will be back next time. I'm Age of the Aquarius. See you later.